I don't know, maybe I just need to lighten it up a little bit. Let me think. Maybe. Maybe I can create a more compelling lighting. Hey Grim, what's up, dude? I'm just relighting this face. Trying a new technique. Oh, are you sick too? I'm pretty much done now. Pretty much well. I put a dissolve layer with a bunch of color dodge on was it was a color dodge layer? Maybe it was just a lighter color. I think it's working out for me. I'm like 30%. I'm trying to just like breeze through this lighting. I don't know if I could just do that.
You asked me why I'm doing all this. But even if I told you why, I doubt very strongly that the knowledge would change anything at all.
Blurring and color dodging. Maybe. Well, thanks for stopping in, Grim. Appreciate you. Hope you feel better. I'll be here. I just need to get this done. Thinking of maybe setting up some brushes to be color dodge ready. So I don't have to use that menu. Hoping that relining it will make the difference, but I don't know.
I delivered the message. Now what?
Now let's check the second message.
Ready?
Mom, the doctor's deodorant discovery now contains M3. Got that? M3 to stop odor 24 hours a day.
And I don't like the presented solutions. They're not gonna work. Just photo bash it isn't a solution. Like a cop out. I don't know. I guess I'll be doing this for a while. Why doesn't this go away? It's just like, is it on another layer? This is the topmost layer though. Oh, cause it's okay. Okay, gotcha. It's low opacity layer for even more blending. So the solve is too grainy. maybe I don't know. I don't like that grainy look. Can't really see it from far away. I'm also not sure about that hairstyle. Once I figure out the face, I can move on to the rest of the body. Try to make a new layer. Because whatever I do to the face, it won't match up to the rest of it. The one run Gia interview I read gives me kind of hope is that did something like it takes him many hours going back and redoing things. I think the green is like one part of that problem. Definitely part of it, of the solution. Yeah, I feel like it's very much a part of that solution. Either using dissolve or green of some sort. But saturated. Dots all over the place. That might be it. Smoothing out some of that. Could be what he was doing, dissolving or using noise to generate some of this stuff, and then sizing it down so you no longer see the noise, you know? Because if you zoom out a little bit, you can't see it anymore. And it becomes like this uninterrupted type of thing. Maybe that's what it is. Because it's like a very soft brush, but it's not a soft brush. It might be like dissolved. I don't know. Maybe. I want to redo this hair. Not sure how the hair works. It's coming from the, get it from the bottom, so. Let me think. Good news is, because it's hard, I know it's worth doing. Bad news is that it's hard and it's difficult to do for me. So it comes with all that angst. The other thing is that I'm going to have to apply the same type of rendering dial from the face to the rest of the body. Just want to fade this out. feel like I could easily just do it, you know, straight up. Face 3/4 view, no expression. I don't know. Something about that though. I feel like I've seen those so many times that I just like I haven't even done any. I'm just like, I don't want to do it. Just so oversaturated. Haven't done any significant amount of them, I guess. 'Cause usually you get bored of doing something too much. I'm getting bored of doing just a little bit of it, and then but I like this dissolve effect, I really do. I think it's gonna take its toll at the end though. It's one of those things that looks good when you zoom out. When you zoom in, it looks like dots. But when you zoom out, you can't see it. My constant problem is everything I zoom in to do looks like shit when I zoom out. So I need one of these types of effects, I think. I need a couple more of them. But yeah, I see a lot of people really content with being able to do 3/4 view portraits, and they might even have like a whole fan base built around that. I don't know, not what I want to do, so not gonna do it. Want to put in. Still crooked. I'm trying, but still like crooked. I feel like it's too blended. I can't see anything because of these fucking windows. I need more curtains. I hate the summer. Good time to draw. I wish it was raining or something. Then I could see value differences accurately. I have to pop. Hey McCready, what's up, dude? It's not summer anymore here. It's been summer all winter here, so. Leaves turning brown, wine being harvested, really beautiful. Most beautiful time in Germany. Oh, that sounds awesome. I walk out and it's like a blazing 100 degrees Fahrenheit. To redo that eye. Germany sounds good right now. I could do with some half of Weissen, something like that. It's getting colder here, raining today. I wish it was raining. Living in London must be awesome to paint, because like you never have the sun in your eyes. Trying very hard to ape Rengia's design ideas. I don't know what I'll do with the hair, to be honest. I want it to be winter so badly, but then again, I feel like it's gonna be more difficult to get to work and stuff. Not sure if want. Especially since I walk most of the time. I'll have to go outside without a t-shirt. I'd have to actually get some sort of like coat or something. little by little, little by little, little by little. It's very small, very slow. Very small, very slow progress. This women, I don't know. People are so like butt mad for some reason. They have like this whole psychodrama just waiting to spring on someone in their heads. It's like, I don't know what the fuck that is, but I don't really care to engage. This one lady gave me a paragraph as to why I can't have the dime in her hand. Something about patient, because like I saw the dime in her hand and she was like, she's still like doing some counting or some shit like that. I'm like, look, oh, you have a dime, can I get that? And she's like, no, you're gonna have to wait a minute. Everyone in New York is gonna have to learn some patience, and then yada yada yada. All these people in line are gonna have their heart stop. And I was just like, okay, lady, I just asked for your dime. I didn't ask for your fucking life story. But I didn't say that, obviously, because I don't really want to lose that job right now. But yeah, she was ready. She had a paragraph, like, cause I know what it's like to prepare a speech. But I don't think you could just do that off the cuff with like. She had that complaint ready to go. That complaint was not for me. That was for someone else. But I got it because, because I can't say anything. The person that's supposed to get it, like, never gonna get it. So. But yeah, people are walking around with these stories. Just ready to go. You ready for this? I'm gonna give it to you. I caught a crackhead trying to steal a $40 speaker. This bitch, they're so crafty. They're so crafty with that shit. Like, me and my man George, we're just hunting for crackheads. Like, so here's what she did. We ran out of bags, so we were giving garbage bags to customers in lieu of company bags, because we always run out of bags. But anyway, so we're giving out garbage bags, and this bitch comes up to my register and she's like, can I get a price check on this? I forgot to ask you what the price of it was. And I give her the price check and she's like, no, I don't want it, and she just walks off. And I'm like, what the fuck? Who was that? And why does she have a garbage bag in her hands? Hold up, that's a $40 fucking speaker. I'm the only cashier. I didn't steal any fucking speakers. So I'm like, George, get this bitch. And she's like, what do you mean I stole? I didn't steal shit. Here's my receipt. I'm like, let me see that receipt. Let me see that. And it's like fucking a receipt for Apple snacks or some shit that she picked up off the ground. Very crafty. Very crafty bitch. Fucking, I don't even know. These crackheads, they just drive you insane. Like, you learn to see the worst in people because of them. So we called her. She's like, go ahead, check the cameras. And then my manager was like, all right, I'm gonna go check the cameras. And she stood around and waited. I'm like, we're calling the police, you know that, right? And she's like, yeah, you call the police. And then she slowly started waddling towards the door. George let her go because we're not really supposed to detain anyone. But as soon as she hit that door, she started beeping too. She was stealing some more shit in her pockets. These crackheads, man. I had to get her. We had to check her pockets and shit. Oh my god. People up to no good. I don't even understand how you could try to steal a $40 speaker. Like, especially if like no one buys those because it's some kind of shitty Chinese company. $40 speaker. The balls. Balls on that dumbass bitch. Oh my god. That was your segment of Stories from the Hood. I was contemplating setting up a Twitter account for some of these because they're just too good. I stole something once. It was a watch strap. I was 12 and with an older girl who was stealing stuff and encouraged me. I worried about it for years. Yeah, right? I still have like flashbacks for... I don't know. I don't steal, but like there's these what I call gray areas in ethics that I feel like are unaccountable. But you can't really say that. Like, oh well, you're justified in stealing if it's, you know, something or other. It's still like theft. Alright. How's that 11%? That's 100%. Oh, it's that one? Okay. I'm thinking of giving her a nose job. Yeah, but these people feel no remorse. It's like they just take shit. Take as much as they can. And they're good at it. They're like career criminals. And they know that most people don't get like punished for it at all. Like it's difficult to get the cops to come over some petty shit. It's only when they start like really, you know, like this one dude was in our store and he's like, we know he's a crackhead. We know he's like one of those fucking people stealing shit all the time. Or like, you're not allowed in the store. Just go. We know what you're up to. Just leave, please. We don't have the time to deal with your bullshit today. Please just go. And he's like, y'all harassing me. Y'all all up in my business. Call the cops. And you know what we did? We fucking called the cops. They dragged his ass out the store. Gotcha, bitch. But yeah, unless they start some shit like that, then it's like whatever. Then it's like no one gets punished, no one gets like what? They come back the next day, you know. But this dude not so smart. This dude thought he had it all figured out. Just like, yeah, call the cops. I'm gonna file for harassment. They dragged his ass out. Oh boy. I don't know. It's just like hood stories. Stories from the hood. Not a day goes by. It's kind of like exciting like in a really, really like morbid way. Cause you never know who's gonna get their ass beat on the bus. Like you just have no idea. You're just kind of hoping it's not you. But you know, there's good stories too. Like there was this one dude, obviously had like Tourette syndrome or some shit. He had this big bump on his head. Maybe that was what it was. Might have, but that could have just been, you know, that could have just been a big bump of some sort. But he started like, I don't know, talking shit to all these people. Like you don't do that in the hood. There's just like you're gonna get your ass beat. It's gonna happen like instantly. Not even like what's called. If he picks out the biggest blackest dude in the bus, he starts talking shit to him. And he's like, nah, I can see that you're mentally ill. I'm not gonna do nothing. So there's good examples of people just being, you know, people. But the thing is that I'm subjected to more of the crackhead behavior that just happens more since like I'm part security, part fucking cashier, part everything else. And so I get to experience the worst of it. So at least it's never boring when that shit starts going down. It's usually pretty boring till, you know, someone comes in and starts yelling about the blood of Jesus Christ. Blood of Jesus. I think it's pretty exciting pretty quickly. Another sunburst. It's in my eyes. I can't see. Alright, so I'm gonna start retooling the lighting. To be more like But yeah, you get monetary rewards for turning in people that steal on the job, because like constantly. Oh, that reminds me of another tale from the hood. This one happened yesterday. Also, some of these people come in and they're just like, they say these things that are just so far out of the world. You just got to do like a double take. So she comes in and she's like, listen, I'd like a job here. I've already worked here. I got fired for stealing. So they opened up a case against me for $500 worth of I want a job. What would you say are the chances of me getting another job here? Ooh, it's like, what? Are you from out of this world? Are you like, are you joking? I don't know who this was, but this was an incredibly intelligent individual. Just like, bitch, slow down. $500 worth of theft. How the fuck? Just forget this place. Just go. Go somewhere else, man. Why would you? Should I put that on the application? This bitch asks unironically. Like what? 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 Oh, my manager dealt with it very diplomatically. She's like, you never know. You never know. You know, just submit an application. Cause I mean, like, you can't tell them straight up, like, bitch, no, go somewhere else. That's not gonna reflect well on your character. $500 worth of food she stole. Just amazing, amazing. Let me create a backup layer here. I feel like it's getting closer to the face that I want. I'm okay with killing all these faces, to be honest. I don't care about them. They're not really that great. So I can move this ear up a little bit. Ear in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, some of these people coming in for interviews, just like what? Why would you say that? Why would you say that to me? Like, that's the dumbest shit that you could do. It's like it's some sort of honesty that's just like no one wants to, no one wants to know. You don't gotta tell us. But yeah, every day is like that. Every day, just an exciting moment in the hood. I gotta start a Twitter account. I gotta start that Twitter account because I don't know. I feel like I can't remember all these great stories. Also, something about the profiting on the what's it called? The real situations of people like doing shit like this. Something about that gets me giddy. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, it's just like it really is sad most of the time. I don't even know. What I do know is that this fucking finger is too small. Did I make a backup layer? I just merged a bunch of shit down. Oh, what's on these layers? What's on this one? Oh, okay. Was that the last face I was working on? I don't know, I'll keep that around, maybe. Maybe I'll go back to that face. Not a bad face. I think I went back to it a couple times now. I think it's the highlighted areas in there that keep driving me back to it. It's a lot more defined. Or sculpted. Yeah, I think I've resculpted this fucking thing too many times. Yeah, it really is kind of sad sometimes. I think we're next to a homeless shelter or some shit like that. I don't know. Cause like it's just an unreal amount of these people that like they're relentless. Absolutely relentless. Downloaded Warframe. Kind of want to try it out. Didn't really get a chance to play. Seems like just a regular shooter. Something to do. Something to do. Night times. I feel like it's kind of a cool job to be a hiring manager at that store because this is a story one of them told me. He said like he told the woman that there's a drug test and like she like for I guess for weed, and that if she wanted to get this job because she seems, you know, not a lot of great candidates come through the doors of this store. She seemed like she was qualified for it. She's like, so he told her, just, you know, wait. Or she told her, just wait. I'm gonna just wait. Hold up. It's like a day or something. You just gotta wait it out. And she's like, yeah, do that. Dumb bitch comes in and takes it, fucking stoned or some shit. Doesn't pass. We're just sitting there laughing at her like, you were such an asshole. Just like, why would you do something like that? He told you. Or she told you. But that's like, it's funny because like the more stores you work at, because they have like this large network in the hood, large network of stores. The more stores you work at, the more people you meet, and then you get to like trade stories. That's always fun. That's always fun because there's usually time to talk behind the cashier register. Not sure what's going on here. This arm. Seems like I have like 6 different muscle groups here. Figuring out Ron. Trying to, failing. I'm aping Ron. Failing to abysmally. It's very difficult, I think. I figured out one thing, I think, and I'm pretty sure Bazary told me it, and so I've just kind of remembered it, and I'm trying it. It's dissolve for the what's called on one of his brushes. seems to work very well when it's close. When you zoom out, I think that might be what he's doing, because it looks like when you zoom in, it looks like just something there. It's too high a res to tell what he's doing. I guess I have to watch his streams or something. But yeah, I feel like there's only a couple people that have figured out what it is that he does, I think. And most people just come in like, oh, this is easy. Let me show you. And then I look at their artwork and it's like, this looks nothing like Rungia. Like, what? Hold on. Hold up. Hold up, buddy. And so, like, there's a lot, like, if, I'm pretty sure it's all just that he puts in just an immaculate amount of time, and then it's very difficult to emulate that. You know, it's not magical, but it's a lot of time, and it's a lot of. There's a couple, like, I know a couple artists that have figured it out, but they're like, I don't know, they're not sharing it. And they make really good replicas, or like, they call them shitty Rangias, which is a really good level to be at, I think. Like, if you're a shitty Rangia, that's like an instant level up. But yeah, most people are like, oh, you just, you know, color burn. It's like, yeah, maybe. Show me what that looks like. I want to see you do it, and then I'll take a look. A lot of time in the rendering stage. Yeah, some people say that he's very fast. I don't know. I don't believe it. The interview was that I saw was that it was like months and months of stuff. So I just like doubt. But he does do live streams, so you could kind of you can kind of check it out. I think I'm going to eventually. I'm just gonna like take a break from painting and just watch all the content. This thing, I feel like I just can't figure out. But yeah, anyone who's figured out Rangia should be able to paint like Rangia, so. Always waiting. There's one guy, his name is Wei Fong. Hold on, I'm gonna confuse him with someone else. Hold on. There's one guy that I like to say that he's figured it out because like he can do it. Let's see, what's his name? I'll look through my what's it called real quick. Wei Fan. Yeah, Wei Fan has figured it out. He's my favorite cheap Rengia. Oh, he has a new painting out. See, like once you figure out what he's doing, you can do all kinds of things. But yeah, this guy's figured it out. Like, see, he went from here, like this Western painting type of style, to very, 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 very Rengia. Far too many strokes to make that. Yeah, I think so. Unless he has like and I haven't found a brush in his brush set. See, this was a very good Rengia, because like Rengia is skin tones and metals. That's like, if you look at these, like especially here, these types of contrasts and these types of saturations, yeah, Wei Fan has figured it out. It's good shit. I bet he's like 15. This looks like a 15-year-old. I swear to God, these fucking 15-year-olds, man. Always doing that crazy shit. But yeah, I'm a big fan. Big fan of Rengia. Would love to be able to paint in that style, even a little bit closer, to that style. Because I feel like he has this crazy work ethic, and he puts in that crazy time. Like artists like that, artists like Brad Rigney, artists like Rengia, they seem to be like the only way for me to go, because it seems like they have shitty block-ins, and then at the rendering stage, let me just think about this arm, because I really fucked up this arm. This arm is fucked up. But yeah, they put in hours and hours of work, and they're able to create these masterpieces. You know what I'll do? I'll pick it up. What's this one? Oh, this is his latest one? I think that's a 3D model. I don't think he, yeah, that arm's a little long. That arm is a little long for me, but there's probably like one lady out there walking around. I also feel like it's broken. It's unnaturally, the left arm, well, her left arm, her left arm. But yeah, I feel like for me they're a little long. Like, cause you see it's going back sort of from her torso. I mean, I don't know about the leg because it's not really in there. Where should be at the crotch, yes, but that arm is, maybe it's because she's so elongated. But that arm is, I'm not zooming in on the crotch. It could be her torso, but her arm is just monstrously long. The rule that your hand should be at the torso does not apply here, especially since it's swinging back, right? If it's swinging back, that means when it comes to the center, aligned with the thigh, it would be like at the knee, if anything. But it's also like, it seems broken at the what's called the legs. I don't see a problem with the legs. The legs are okay, I think. Plus her shoulder is up. Yeah, it like there's no way. I mean, there's like a long, let's see, maybe she has Marfan syndrome. So there's a group of people, like I don't think women can have Marfan syndrome. Let's see, Marfan syndrome, woman. Let's see, let's try to Google that. I'm not sure if they could. Yeah, I guess they can't. Yeah, it looks like kind of like her. See, there are women like that, and they become models, but they're not at all. See, that's that type of arm. That is exactly it. It's very long and spider-like. So there is a group of people that have this type of anatomy. They exist. I'm not sure if the reference what he used was like that or what, but Marfan syndrome is real. Maybe it's a genome level. What's it called? Yeah, I'm pretty sure what's her name has what's it, Ann Coulter. She has it. See, so it's the arm. It's the arm. The arm. It's the arm. Is it the arm? It's the arm. It's a jackal. A jackal. It's a jackal. No. Yeah, it's the arm. It's the arm. It's like she has like sort of Marfan looking. Other than that, it's like it's good. It's amazing. It's perfect. Everything's good. If he just pulls that arm up, I don't know if it's a compositional consideration, but like, I mean, man, I don't want to like doodle all over Renjia's artwork. It's fucking. I think it's embarrassing for me to do so. But like, if he just, and again, like the textured stuff is just really great. Something like that. No. Of course I didn't. The shoulder is out. It's a difficult fix. I mean, it's not an easy one too. But it looks a little bit like that. That's all. The thing is that this hand should actually be closer. So like, I would put the hand closer. That looks worse. That looks way worse. I don't know. It's a difficult to fix thing, so I don't think it was. This looks a little bit better, I think. But it's a tough fix. I don't know. Yeah, it would take time. It wouldn't be like an easy 1-2 to get it, so. But it's something like that, I think. Hold on. Something like that. Yeah, it's something like that. Not exactly, but something like that, I feel like. It's also the way that the arm is bent I'm having trouble with. Like maybe if he just bent it. I don't know. Maybe if I took it a little earlier. Maybe if I just moved it up a little bit, you know? Something like that. I don't know. Something like one of those two. One of those two. Makes it look a little bit better, I think. And there are choices, like you would have to figure out how to fix it. It's not my painting, so I'm not going to, but yeah. I'm guessing that they're not giving him enough time to finish his work because it's very clearly Rungia, but it's very clearly not what's it called? Um, not the Rangia that painted some of this other stuff. It looks much more plastic. It looks much more plastic and prepackaged and done in a hurry. You know, you could tell because like his last landscape, which is really good looking and it looks like Rangia painted in and stuff, and but it like it's severely lacking in that how it's called, that work ethic that I'm used to. You know, I'm not sure if he's getting lazy, but it's not that those crazy hour what's called. And I'm sure the thing is that it's just like, okay, we want this crazy thing, and here's 3 hours to do it. See ya. Concept art. Rangia's work is great. All his work is good, but no one is above criticism. And if you can't criticize, you know, just just my contribution to the idioms. That's another thing. I changed the size of the or did I? Still about the same. Constructive criticism. I feel like there's a oversaturation of criticism. You're basically, at this point, you're tripping over critics for whatever it is. There's not enough doers. It's become kind of more efficient to criticize people because you get views. So you no longer have to do all that hard work of actually creating something or putting yourself out there, you know, investing. You just have to, you know, take a shit on someone. Which is why I don't really like criticizing people like Rangia, because they're doing the hard work, doing the good work. I feel like there is an error there. It's not a big error. It doesn't really take away from the image all that much. You can kind of ignore it safely. Most people probably don't even see it. It's not that big a deal. It probably is an artifact of like not being given enough time, or being asked to do something like, okay, so we need a Marfan syndrome girl. That's what we're looking for. Really long, really plastic. That's what we want. And so he has no choice but to deliver what the client asks for. So can't really blame Rangia for doing his job, right? Can't really go like, oh yeah, you done goofed. Yeah, again, it's not really that important of a criticism. I feel like Rangia takes chances and he tries to do things with his figures. An example of hard-hitting, biting criticism would be against someone who just does, you know, like portraits in one view from one lighting. That would be biting criticism, because it's like, you know, that gets to the heart of the matter, and it gets, you know, deep into it, and it's something that you can improve on. The arm is fucked up is not really in that sense, an amazing critique. It doesn't, it could be just a simple mistake. Whoops, Those people don't seem to be criticizing, they just view drama. Yeah. Bash film, even though they never made a film. I mean, there's like, everyone has opinions. That's kind of the thing, is people have learned to monetize their shitty opinions. At the end of the day, just watch stuff and don't listen to criticism. If you like it, you like it. Don't like. Because if you could tell why you like something to someone, that would be kind of a feat. It's like, yeah, I really enjoyed the motif and theme used here. No one talks about movies that way, except like me and my group of autistic friends. But like, regular people don't do that, I don't think. It's like, yeah, I really like this. That's kind of where it ends. There's a movie blob. Man, I don't understand why Yahtzee keeps employing movie blob, since no one likes movie blob, and like, if you look at the like-dislike ratios on all those movies, all of his of Yahtzee's reviews, they're like mostly positive, almost no negative dislikes. When it's a movie blob, it's just like fucking 1,000 dislikes. Like unforeseen, what's it called? Unforeseen amounts. I feel like people open it up just to dislike it. Movie blob, Bob Chipman. You've never heard of Bob Chipman or The Escapist? They're like reviewers that do game reviews really, really quickly. That's kind of their thing. That's an absurdity, but yeah, that's kind of what it is. You've probably seen it, just haven't like. But yeah. Anyway, apparently, this guy does a critique against people who critique things on the internet. It's just funny because, like, I don't know, he's putting himself up there on that pedestal. It's like, my critiques really matter. These people, they don't know what they're talking about. Oh my god, just plot holes. Meanwhile, not addressing, any sort of point that could be made, that like, well, some people that don't do that, for instance, there's quite a few reviews that don't focus on plot holes, for Star Wars, for instance. I don't know, just my opinion is about as worthless as his, I feel like. The opinion industry. Very strong opinion industry now. Hey, Rowan Cake, what's up, dude? People getting paid for their opinions. I find that, like, kind of interesting, but kind of very strange at the same time. Never seen Movie Bob. I've seen Escapist. I forgot about his stuff. Escapist is mainly trying to be funny. I think people take his stuff. Yeah. I mean, like, there is some like cogent points there. But yeah. Like, some of it is a good review. But it is comedy, and it's like, comedy, geek culture, that sort of thing. I don't know. I enjoy it. I'll watch it from time to time. I think it's good. Pretty good. Would rate. Okay, moving down. Moving down. I really enjoy Escapist because it doesn't take itself very seriously, I think. Someone like Bob Chipman takes himself very seriously. You can tell because he tries to undermine the other reviewers or other reviews. Like, only his opinion matters for some reason. Not a big fan. Not a big fan. And a lot of people seem to agree because like the dislike ratios are fucking like every single time. Like you could pull it up. You can see a ratings drop whenever Bob Chipman shows his face. Fair enough. I would check out Movie Bob later. You know, yeah, check it out. Form your own opinions. Definitely. Not really sure about those two penis things, like coming out the side of her. Not sure I like those. I tried to reconcept that that chair so many times to be ergonomically interesting and it just looks like dicks. So I don't know. Maybe maybe another redesign. Maybe I could try something else, some different types of shapes. Maybe I'll give her an accessory here. Usually it's a triangle. Maybe I could do something else. Some sort of accessory for her head. But yeah, Renjia's second grade. Everyone should emulate him a little bit. Just, you know. Just to see what's what. I feel like he's a good kind of benchmark to try to, you know, it's like how far away am I from Rangia? It's like 1,000,000 years, 2,000,000 years. That number goes down, you know, a little bit, little by little. I think you might be right. Renjia looks like he uses 3D. I bet when he's what's it called? When he's strapped for time, he probably does use 3D. Maybe, or I mean, he could have constructed those. Like those are constructible, but I bet when I don't think there's anything wrong with using 3D or photos. I'm sure that Renjia uses some small amount of photos for texture, things like that. Fine. It's just that this one kind of reminded me of 3D, the girl, because it kind of reminds me of what Daz looks like when it's not painted a little bit, or when it's painted only a little bit. What's this one for? What's this one for? Just a personal work? I doubt it. Doubt it. What is this? Oh, he did this one just come out? I didn't see this one. No, that was a month ago. I really love his portraits. I love his skin tones. I love his metals, his materials. New work. Sorry, new work. 9 days ago. I didn't even catch this one. Yeah. That's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting how versatile he is. Man. You could do sci-fi stuff, fantasy, environments, creatures, props. Yeah, he can do everything. That's what I want to do. I want to do everything. I don't want to do just the thing. Because that would be boring, you know, just be doing that one thing. Like, what is artistry? Artistry is not about, you know, just depicting things. It's about, you know, pushing the boundary of what you want to say. You have a selection going? What's going on? I would say I kind of oscillate between Renjia, Craig Mullins, and Brad Rigney. Brad Rigney's tutorial is really good. Dave Raposa's drawing really interests me. I'd really like to learn how to draw that way. I'd say that's a lot. That's a lot of stuff that I'd like to do. Brad Rigney definitely gets a lot of attention from me, yeah. Brad Rigney, Rigney. Rigby. That'd be kind of interesting. New people on Moses Goism past this week. I think one is Micah's Bebo. Craig was asking if he could share some tips on the drone. Neat. Never actually heard of Marcus Vibo. Marcus Vibo. I don't know. Kind of boring. Very Blizzard style. Very Blizzard style. Oh, he works for Blizzard. Okay. And what's it called? League of Legends. Yeah, I don't know. Just looks like, you know, standard, really standard, pop art. Hearthstone, League of Legends, Riot. It's on top of ArtStation right now. Oh, my man, Kotenkov is on. See, I don't know. It just looks oversaturated and boring. Like, you could do Blizzard style in a interesting way. That was, I think, that was one of the least interesting ways I've seen people do it. I don't know. Zapata? No, Munson. Fucking a Munson. Yeah, I don't know. I like people like Evan Amundsen. I like people like Mullins. I like people like Brad Rigney, Rangia. Theo Prince is awesome. I love Theo Prince. Yeah. This Vito kind of, to me, represents this kind of this hegemony of. Yeah, this is also League of Legends. That's why. I don't know. It's this certain in-house style that they have. I don't know. He's very skillful. Me personally, I don't like that style. This is fucking dope. What is this? Who is this guy? Shen He, freelance concept artist. What the fuck? This is the good shit. This is that juice. This reminds me of like Theo Prince, like Frangia, like Dochu, old Guild Wars 2 style work. This is awesome. Shen He, yeah, definitely follow this guy. Just awesome stuff. I don't know. I'd like to see a departure from that type of work. I get that it's, you know, fairly this is pretty neat. Yeah. Oh, this is really neat. I like this exploration. I like the idea of just two colors. You know, what can you do with it? You know, just texture, I guess. This is dope. I like this. Very cool stuff. Daily work? Okay, buddy. Guy's a jerk. I just pumped this shit out. Just like fucking. Oh, I remember this. This was on top of ArtStation. I remember this one. This one inspired me a lot. Still have it in the back of my head somewhere. I didn't battle for Azeroth. Mr. Dream. Khalil Ural. Yeah, I know this guy. Yeah, this guy's fucking dope. See, it's interesting, and it's not. You know, like when I see the like sort of weird Western anime Blizzard style, whatever that in-house style is called. I don't know what to call it. I'm just like, I've seen this. I'm bored by it. But when I see something like Khalil Uran, you know, I see something like Pyotr Jablonski. I'm just like, yeah, this is dope. Dope shit. Yeah, I was already following him. So don't need to... Ah, he's the One Punch guy. Yeah, really interesting stuff. Really interesting, like from concept to illustration. You know, all this. I like that. What's it called? That guy's other stuff. This guy's other stuff is kind of cool. Nostrums, especially like some of this stuff. I made a painting like that one time, but it was really shitty. Like same idea, but infinitely worse. I just pump this type of shit out on the daily. Ha ha ha. Fuck it. This fucking guy. I just like him now. Pixel art. Why? Wang Ki Jiao. Yeah. Yeah. Very ambitious. Very ambitious. Very ambitious. Oh. Chinese concept artists are like kicking butt, I think. The thing is that no one gives a shit. I think, like in general, people don't care. At the end of the day. Yeah, I think those types of aesthetic concerns that I bring up aren't really all that important to anyone on any level, whether it's a producer of the content or China cares for some odd reason. Like I don't understand exactly why. Is it the communism? The fake communism? I don't know. But they seem to care a whole lot. Maybe it's the tradition. Culture. I don't know what it is. I have no idea. I can't put my finger on it, you know. They care about things that I care about. I just can't execute them in a way that they can. Yeah, I feel like a lot of stuff is more about getting a minimally viable economic product out in America. I don't think it's about like, oh, we really want to have really beautiful. Some of it is like not all, hashtag not all, because they do employ Rungia at like American companies and stuff. So hashtag not all. But I feel like the majority and the dominating ideology of the culture of art is like a Blizzard Riot, Fortnite type of look. Why is there a bang right there? Can you explain that to me? Why did I do that? But again, I'm like completely outside of the system. I'm just guessing, really, at what the motivations are, and from what it looks like from the outside, looking in, you know. Yeah, I feel like when someone's like Shadi Safadi says concept art is dead, long live concept design. He's not talking about China. He's not talking about Eastern artists. He's talking like this presumption that we've kind of we're better somehow, and we get to set the what's it called? It's silly, I think. Especially if we're wrong, you know. If we're right, sure, maybe. Yeah, yeah. I feel like we maybe look okay. You know, let's do it this way. Are you aware of super tasters? Apparently, super tasters are mostly prevalent in Asia. You have people that have a very distinct ability to taste things. And this is a genetic component, right? And so my theory is that most people in America are fucking blind. Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry. My theory is that they're genetically predisposed to be less interested in the beautiful or the succinct, but rather the vulgar and gaudy, because they can't super taste it. You see what I'm saying? Perhaps, and it is a law of averages. You know, if most people don't give a shit because, you know, they just don't have the predisposition to care, and it is a biological one. You know, you could pretend it's not, at least in part, not wholly biological, but in part biological. So that might be why. Periodic Musics. Hey, what's up, dude? How's it going? That's my no evidence required. Here's a priori rational truths. Just like, it's true, just believe me. Why don't you believe me? That's just a theory. An art theory. God, that was corny. But yeah, I don't know. That's my idea. Why culturally China has adopted a more you know, at the end of the day, you know, you might say like, well, it's all just subjective. It's just subjective, man. You know, it's just all subjective. Which isn't true, but okay, you know, if you want to take that stance, there's it's also like one of those no evidence required, just believe me type of things. So just as right as I am, I guess. Just, you know, funny thing to do. You know, whenever you're unable to solve a problem, it instantly becomes unsolvable. You know, that type of thing. It's just unsolvable, man. No one can know what they're thinking. the old Kermit defense. Good news is the face is looking up, I think. Maybe. Hopefully. We'll see. I'll see you in a while. But yeah, I think that's an interesting question. At the very least, if there is no, you know, if there's no answer to like why we've embraced this sort of art, and why there's on the other side, the culture has embraced this type of art. You know, who's right? What exactly is the question? That's also a good way of, you know, stopping the discussion. It's like, can we even ask questions, man? Like, I don't know. I think originally it started out as like why aesthetic considerations aren't really that big a deal in America, but they are seemingly in China, or at least, you know, the correct aesthetic considerations. And why, you know, the dominant type of aesthetics is more like Blizzard rather than something else. I'm not even sure what you mean by that. I'm not even sure if you're joking at this point. Because it seems like you've redefined why in just more words. Because the sufficient answer to the second one would be a sufficient answer to the first. I think the dissolve technique is not the answer. Yeah, sorry if it just like I dissolved a little bit too much in here. I think it's a neat what's it called? I think it's a neat attempt for me. I don't know. Hopefully it like when you zoom out it kind of looks like it, you know. It becomes so non-grainy that it actually looks blurred. Yeah, I mean it definitely pushed it. It definitely pushed it for towards the desired result. However, yeah, still severely lacking. That's kind of the thing that I will be dealing with, or attempting to deal with, rather. The sufficient answer to why is a sufficient answer to what you're just being needlessly, like, needlessly. There's no reason. There's no reason to like, what? Sufficient answer to why is a sufficient answer to why which process, but is your sufficient answer which process only necessary answer why. I doubt any of that matters. In fact, I feel like you're just being grandiloquent for little reason. I believe the technical terminology is helpful for when you're actually trying to say something instead of trying to confuse someone with just big words. That's just my opinions. Mullins would say it's best to get the drawing sorted out before thinking about how to render it. I agree. I'm just doing both at the same time, so because it's digital, we don't actually have to give a shit about that. I feel like we can do both at the same time. So Mr. Mullins would be completely correct about traditional, but and as a first order of thinking, I think it's correct too to get the drawing sorted out. Unfortunately, I don't separate those two pretty well, so I do it all at the same time. You could see that the drawing is improving as I go, right? I think that's true. You could argue that it's not. You could argue that it's getting worse as I go. That could also maybe be true. The problem with dissolve is not following the form. I think he's putting a small amount of color dynamics on, like 6 to 10 with a tidy brush. He might be doing that. I thought he was just putting in, he was going back and putting in saturation layers and maybe multiplying or something like that. That could be the answer. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what he's doing. There could be small brush with, because it doesn't look like color dynamics to me. I use a lot of color dynamics brushes, like this one for instance. That's not it. Hold on, where's the color dynamics brush? Let me see. Color dynamics is a good guess though, I think. Where is my color dynamics brush? I use a lot of that. No, hold on. Let me see. I think this one is it. No, all of them go to non-color dynamics or something. Maybe it's because I have two. Let me see. I think most of these brushes have color dynamics switched on, but for some reason they just don't work. All these are now texture only. That's really strange. Because they usually just have this really fucked up color scheme where it's just like someone put oil in water. Let me see, where is that? Yeah, this one is color dynamics. It's just that the colors like, yeah. This one is color dynamics. Yeah, it's just that the thing is that it's not going from one to crazy colors. It's just going from my palette, I guess. Let me see, which other color dynamics brush do I have? But yeah, it looks like the effect is that he's changed colors radically, and I don't know if you can do that with color dynamics, because if you look at it, it's almost like color dodge or saturation. Saturation layers would do it. Like here, we could do like a little demo. Yeah, I don't completely understand the way you work. That's why I don't suggest things very often. Because you somehow seem to work it out in the end. Yeah, that's just work on everything all at the same time, you know. What I intend to say is, when you ask why, you're often led to thinking about the grand motivation for things. No, cultures don't have a grand motivation. Cultures aren't people. Cultures are a product. So well, at least when I'm doing, I can only speak for myself. When I'm asking why, I'm asking really by which process, but that, I guess that gets lost in the dialect. And that's why I said that the sufficient answer would be the same for both. For me, I should have probably said, for me, it would be the sufficient answer. Maybe for someone else, no, but for me, yeah. Are you trying to reproduce another person's technique? Yes, I'm trying to reproduce Rodriguez's technique. Failing to reproduce Rodriguez's technique. I was thinking that, but I feel like he's more intentional with his color. Yeah, he's very intentional. To emulate, though, I feel like saturation would be one way. One way you could get to those results. I think maybe. Yeah, saturation I think is a really good way. Now, dissolve is an experiment. A lot of the parts don't do that. Like, I think he does it for skin tone, but he doesn't do it for his lines. See, because like, you could see the lines. You could, oh, hey, konnichiwa. Not an artist. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. What leads you to think that he's not adding the colors manually? I'm not sure, actually. It seems like it's very opalized, so each one of those colors would have to be, you know, a single stroke here, and it's 6 colors. So it's difficult to imagine that he's doing it manually, but like this thing, for instance, like, I'm not sure how you do that manually. it's possible that it's 100% manual. But something tells me in the age of digital that it's not. It's a saturation layer with tiny lines and some sort of maybe texture, photo texture, colors. I don't know, but I don't think it's manual. I don't know. Just something tells me that it's not, because if it is, then it's even more. This is a small version of it. You see, it's a small version of what's called. The strokes have become so small. It's just very difficult to make that amount of strokes and still make it make sense when you zoom out. You know what I'm saying? It seems more like machined rather than that. But that's my take on it. I don't know exactly. If he is doing it manually, then I have no hope of achieving that, and I should quit now, technically speaking. Because there's no way to do that. There's just no way. No way for me to do that. Sayonara. Especially since he could do it in such a way that allows him to maintain the small strokes on the back end, the zoomed in version, and then when you zoom out it becomes like this very beautiful thing. But yeah, doubt it. If you ever try to do it, it looks like you have these disgusting strokes going on. He is doing like a saturation layer of some sort, or some sort of layer adjustment layer. I don't know which one. He's also using something like that. But again, I'm just reverse engineering it. I bet if you could understand Chinese, you could go to his streams. You could just ask the man. But I doubt it. Doubt it. If you could figure it out, you should just do it. Because then you'd be Ranjia. That would be the simple version. I feel like everyone should be Ranjia if you could. Use the Google Translate. Oh, did you know that? I use that all the time in the store, and I'm actually learning a lot of Spanish. Thanks to that. I've actually learned quite a few words, and I could actually converse with our Spanish speaking only employees. So the Google Translate app is actually a godsend. It's actually really great. Offer mooncake. This week is important holiday in China. I should do that. I should give him some bribes. I feel like I don't even know, man. I'd love to pick his brain. Like, how do you do this? Let me sit here and watch you paint. But yeah, I feel like it's very difficult, because I don't understand it. If I understood it, it'd probably be very simple, no problem. But I have no idea. It doesn't. I feel like the gauze does help a little bit. It helps, especially if when you zoom out like all the way over there. Then it becomes, yeah, okay. That does look kind of interesting. It's definitely it might be that the resolution that he paints on is so high that when he reses it down to 2000 or whatever, because I'm only painting at 10K. He might be painting it like 15K or something. I don't know. As if you want to work like Grungy, it would take a long time to render each piece. fantastically convinced going into that much detail. I wouldn't be happy working like that. I don't know. I feel like I would be happy. It might be I might be a little bit autistic though. Just a little bit of Asperger's syndrome. Just a tiny bit of it. Or maybe I've just been on the internet for too long. I don't know. But the description that other people have given me, like when you're trying to communicate with people, it feels like you are kind of playing a mini game. That's kind of what it feels like for me. I don't know. It's all good. We all work differently. Yeah. I think that's a key component there. Different strokes. Different strokes to rule the world. Your technique for doing the face skid seems to be coming out of a different place. There are also very noticeable strokes on skin, but they are very small ones, whereas yours are large and pronounced on the skin. When I zoom in, like here for instance, it doesn't seem like he has any strokes at all. It seems like he took a blur. That's probably what he does. He, you know, he has a process for some images, where he shows you kind of. Mine are very what's called non-blurred right now, but that's, you know, I'm doing that thing where I'm sorting out the drawing, but then I'm blurring it out later, and then I'm sorting out the drawing, and then I'm adding effects as I go, and then like when I can, I try to do. Let's go, because this isn't rendered. These are my working lines. Like, I think this is what I was trying to say with sorting out the drawing is important. I am doing that. It's just that it takes a very strange sort of existence. I'm not like completely rendering them. Also trying to fix the drawing. So, you know, it's gonna look unfinished. Ooh, whoops. It's gonna look unfinished till it is. It's just kind of shitty to say, but that's kind of the truth. Figured it out. You ready? All right, lay it on. Red pill me on what's it called, on Rungia, because like I eventually I'm gonna figure out. It's like a nice mini game. In art, you know, figuring someone's style out. You know, it's a game. Phase 1, photo plate. Yeah, probably. Very, very likely. I would agree with that. Is this another layer? Oh, it is another layer. Let's just merge it down, whatever. I wonder what phase 2 is. I hope it's like paint for 7,000 hours. I hope that's like I hope that's the punchline. Phase 2, an image. Photo plate is gone. And a palette is established as everything is correctly later blocked in. I feel like there's one, let me show you, where he shows you. Wait, wasn't that, oh, you removed it. This one had, the one that I'm referencing had the, what's it called? Had the process. Had the process attached. I should have saved it. Should have saved it, man. You probably put it up on Patreon or some shit like that. Can we have phase 1.5, please? Phase 3, he uses his original technique to get lines and hue variation and finer details. Could be. Could be. I mean, yeah, in a very abstract way. That could be the correct way of defining it. I think, wait, hold on, let me Google Rungia process, 'cause I wanted to show you the process that he uses, that I saw. See, he draws, oh, it's called, but this wasn't the process that he showed off in actuality. The ones that I've seen, that he took down now, I guess. Looks something like shitty block in. Something happens and now it's just a really good painting. See if I can get that image up. This is like, oh, this isn't it. The process for this one, I remember, like, it didn't even start with a girl on a motorbike. It was just like 6 other things. And then like later on, he's just like, okay, and now it's a girl on a motorbike. There you go. I think the process he shows off here, I don't think that's, I don't know. I'm not doubting it, but it just seems more like less like the ones that he showed off already. Like this one had a process attached to it. Yeah, see. Here we go. See, like shitty block in with bad drawing. And then render, put in lighting setup, hue setup, separate, what's called, start adding these things, right? Start adding like these color hue variations, saturation layers probably, or texture brush on something else. But yeah, I don't know. And then like, and then it goes to this. It's like, oh yeah, right, that's just simple. Just that simple. He must have a concept and so much reference to get everything correct in lighting. So blocking in his forms, getting his forms correct. I don't know. It's a lot of work and a lot of just knowledge, and I feel like you could just. I'm amazed that he's willing to commit to a piece with so many depth sections, and yeah, why not? His environments are actually some of the most inspiring works. He has very ambitious pieces. That's why I really like his work. This is the key. Let's see, what is this one? This is the key. I don't know. I don't know if that's the key. I feel like that's just it. I think that's him actually trying to emulate woodblock paintings, like old woodblock paintings, because it doesn't look like a Rungia painting. This is the key. It is the key. But you know, either way, the journey is what matters. So you know, you do enough of these studies, you're gonna get better. At drawing whatever it is close to Rangia, that's gonna be good. That's good enough for me personally. I don't really want to be better than Rangia right now. I want to just get, you know, close enough so that I can use that to jump off and do something that's mine. Can you show us that last one ours posted in grayscale? This one? This one has like an interesting value setup because it's very similar. This whole thing is almost like the same value. Her skin is the same as the what's it called, value of the clouds. Same thing for her dress. And her hair is about the same as the rocks. Yeah. Yeah, he gets a lot of contrast from color. Yes. And the edges. The edges are very, very keen. He uses very strong edge highlights, or he makes the edges what's called some kind of weird anathema. Like here, let me show you. This thing, whatever this is one of the coolest edges in this work. Because if you zoom out, it doesn't really look like much, except that incredibly crisp edge with a warm light. But it's like some kind of weird scratchy stuff. I don't know. Very neat. And especially with that blue. That's probably one of my favorite edges in here, is for this arm. These two things. Yeah, I don't know. Something about it, I've seen enough of the things to see that it's probably a little bit machined in some way. They're like a saturation layer or something over his meticulous scribbling. So there's a huge amount of scribbling for sure, which I can't emulate, which is like the biggest problem. I don't know if it's the resolution is too high, because it does just look like scribbling. It doesn't look like anything too crazy. But when I zoom out on my scribbles look like shit. His scribbles look fucking dope somehow. But yeah, I feel like studying Rangia will propel me forward. Whether or not I succeed at emulating Rangia, I'm not sure. We'll get there, right? We'll get there, boys. It's getting there. Like I'm almost happy with where the face is going. Sort of, kind of. But yeah, I gotta eat, guys. Long lines. Shade is controlled by the density of the different colors. Maybe. Actually, yeah, I feel like he gets a lot of weird contrast and a lot of value changes from having like this just crazy amount of hue variation, like especially like here. Take a look at this. All of these value changes are different colors. Every single one, and like just try to emulate these like strokes, because they're beautiful strokes that translate into the what's it called, zoomed out version, which is like too hard for me. Yeah, it could be time and skill. Could be. I'm not saying it's not. I just like some of it does look a little bit machined. In some way that I just don't understand. And so I can't really figure it out, but my impression is that some of it is not him doing every single line. A lot of it is him doing every single line, and that sells those parts which I think are machined. But yeah, this is, beautiful, very beautiful work. I just think there's nothing to say about it other than that, really. But yeah, I gotta take a break, eat some food. I think food would be good for me. Oh, shit, I think I just reset the whole thing. Do you mean like moon pies? Because we have moon pies here. These things. Moon pies. Moon pies. We don't have moon cakes. What's a moon cake? Oh, it's a traditional Chinese food. Oh. Anyway, gotta eat. Thanks for coming, guys. I hope to see you again. Hope you enjoyed. Peace out.